All right. Today, we are going to be talking about 8 things to stop doing as a YouTube content creator. And these are 8 things that, well, I've actually made these mistakes. I was doing some of these things, but over the last, let's see now. I've been at this game over 10 years. I would say over the last 10 years, I kind of figured out some things of what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing, but also things that have changed, things that a year ago were working or not really working, or things that you don't have to do. There's also some areas that you do need to focus on in order to get the attention now that YouTube isn't just a search-based search engine. It's really more of the browse. So we have to think about that now when we're creating content. So with that all being said, I've got my son here with me today. Scotty, come on in the room. What's up, man? How you doing?
Doing good. I'm ready to get after it.
All right. We've got a lot of things to cover here. We also have some updates. In the last live that we did, we said we were going to do a little show and tell segment, and we have a little show and tell where Scotty has been helping a couple of friends of his with a sports card channel. And we've got some updates on that. Some pretty good updates.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to want to hang around for that. Scotty's going to open up the old dashboard and dig in, and you guys can see some of those numbers. Also, if you are tuning in and this is your first time here live, let us know that in the comments. Or if it's just the first time here and you're finding this video later, let us know that also in the comments. And if you have any questions, whether it's now or as we're going through this, drop them in the comments and we'll do our best to answer them. So with that being said, Scotty, let's get after it. So let's talk about the very first thing that I want to bring up here. And that is one of the things that you need to stop doing. Okay, is you need to stop in the very beginning of the video talking so much. All right, you need to stop talking so much. You need to just get into it. If you noticed on this intro, I came right out and said, in this live, in this video, we are going to cover 8 things to stop doing as a YouTube content creator. That is the title. That is what you should be starting with. I can't tell you how many times people are like, hey guys, welcome back. Glad to have you. Hopefully you're having a great day. Today I had a great day. I had a cup of coffee and I stretched on the pool deck and I did this and I did that. And today we're going to talk about this. No one cares, right? Like no one cares. I know it sucks. Like no one cares about our lives. I mean, realistically, okay, do they care? They could, but at the end of the day, they're in a hurry. They've seen something that, drew their attention in. They want to know they're at the right place. So the intro, the hook is probably the thing that people need to start focusing on, and they need to stop with all of the, hey guys, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. If you're doing a live, it's like, hey, thanks so much for stopping by, Marge. Oh, I appreciate you. Hey, Joe, thanks. Welcome back. You don't need any of that stuff. Okay. You're losing people when you're doing that stuff. So that's the thing you need to stop doing. And what you need to start doing is having a very, very straightforward title, one that has curiosity baked into it a little bit, maybe a listicle like we did here, 8 things that you need to know, or 8 things to stop doing, or 8 ways, like whatever. Come up with something that you can go through. I have a list right here in front of me of 8 things that Scotty and I actually put together the other day at one of our little coffee meetings. All right. So Scotty, I know that you've seen a lot of intros lately of people and what they're saying. And actually, this was the thing that you said. You go, people got to stop with that whole thing. So what do you have on this?
Yeah, I mean, first off, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head where you said that, a lot of the intros is, hey, welcome back to my channel. If you guys haven't subscribed already, subscribe to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about, and by that point, you're probably 15 to 20 seconds in, and I probably clicked off your video by now. Because here's the thing. YouTube is different now than it used to be. Now, old YouTube, yes, I would say that probably would have been fine. You would have got away with that because old YouTube used to push to your subscribers right away. Okay. Yep. New YouTube is different. The new style YouTube is, and if you check your videos, you will see this, that you're going to get 90% of your views from the browse, if not 95% is coming from the browse feature, which means that 95 of those people have never been on your page before. So you already saying welcome back to the channel doesn't mean anything because they have never seen you in the first place.
Yeah.
So right there off the bat, you're off to a bad start because they don't even know who you are. And you're assuming they know when they don't. And then at that point, it almost seems like the channel's exclusive to only people who know them. So now I don't want to be
Yeah.
a part of that channel.
They're like an
Right.
outsider. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I was, again, starting a video, kind of like what we did, is I would start with that strong hook, but also that gets to the point. And again, we talk about it, we call it the promise, making sure you're delivering on that promise that you put in the thumbnail and the title. So that hook really, brings everything together. So for example, in this video, we did 8 things to stop doing as a YouTube content creator. If in the beginning you started with, hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing great, blah, blah, blah. Right now, you don't know if I'm going to deliver on that promise. You're still waiting. And if you stayed that long, you're still waiting, but a lot of them probably would click off. But if you started with, so today I'm going to be talking about 8 things that you need to stop doing as a YouTube content creator, blah, 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 right? Right away, I know I'm in the right place because that's what I clicked on. That's what the title said. So I know I'm in the right place, right? So right there, you gave the promise. The other thing is, which we'll talk about a little bit later, is getting into your point. Because if you wait a minute to get into your point, you're praying that that person stayed with you for a minute long before you even got to the first point, right? Yeah. And I mean, as you know, us as humans have a short attention span. So we're probably not going to stay there unless we know we're definitely going to get the value. So if you're wasting 30 seconds not giving me value, do you really think I'm going to stay on the video? Probably not. I'm probably going to find another one that helps me better. Yeah. So that's what I think about all these intros that I've been seeing is, really focusing on that promise that you already said in your title and your thumbnail, which is why we say you need to create your title and your thumbnail first. So now you can create your hook around that, right? That's why that's our thing.
And talking about titles, I know a lot of people struggle with titles. Like that's a big thing. And like you just said, Scotty, like that's our number one thing. Like I have a whole list on my phone of title ideas that when I get one, I document and I put it down there and then I start scrolling through it. If you would like some help with titles, we actually have a free swipe file. And basically what that is I have 10 titles that have worked really good for us, but I also created like templates out of it where I show you how to intertwine different niches or different words. So if you want that, just in the comments, put hooks. All right. Just put hooks in the comments and we'll make sure that we get you a copy of that. All right. It's free. So just put hooks in there and we'll make sure that we get you a copy of that. So really, really important. The other one thing I will say before we move on, we've got other ones we got to cover here, and I saw this today. Someone had a video where they came in, you could literally tell they're reading off of a script. And the other thing is they said their thing, right? And then they went into a little jingle, like a little like intro, like you would have like back in 2005, and I was like, whoa, no, bud, don't do that because it's so, number one, it's outdated looking, but secondly, it's like you're losing people. They don't care. You're not like a major TV show. And even with a TV show, they got now skip intro where you can just skip it. Right. So I would say drop the intro. You don't need the, your logo and you need like a cute little, thing that's coming in and out that's showing behind the scenes. You don't need any of that stuff. Right. You just need to get right to the point. You need to connect with that person eye to eye and then deliver on the promise. Like that's it. So titles are number one. And getting to the point, just like in this one right here, I got right to it, right? I was like, hey guys, today we're going to talk about the 8 things you need to stop doing as a YouTube content creator. Like, boom, done. All right. So let's move on. We've got more. Let's go ahead and, okay. We kind of already discussed this, but we're going to discuss a little bit further.
Yeah.
Waiting until after you record your video to create your title. Like you're like, I think I want to talk about people making mistakes on YouTube. Yeah, it'll be something like that. So I'll just come up with something. And then you shoot the video and then you come back afterwards and you go, now let's create a title for that. And you try to force the title. That's why I would like for you to create a title and then off the title, figure out how you're going to fulfill that promise. So I kind of reverse backwards. So this title, this came to me because someone else in another industry, I think it was in like investment, looking at investments or something. And it was like 8 things to stop doing while you're investing for retirement or something like that. So I was like, okay, it's a good listicle. It's something to stop doing. So I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and let me see if I can come up with something. So I filled in the blanks, and that's very similar to what we do in that template that we have available. If you want it, again, hooks in the comments, and we'll make sure that we get you that swipe file. So creating the title first. Like if I was you, I would sit down for an hour and I would just brainstorm titles. Like, or take that swipe file and use those 10 and come up with your own 10 based off of like using those as your guidelines. And then I'm constantly adding to my list. I added probably 5 or 6 to my list right now today, just today. Okay. So really important to start there, and don't shoot the video until you have the title done, and then you record and fill the promise.
Yeah, we're gonna go later when we show you some examples too. We'll go in depth on that and actually probably pull up how we're getting these titles. But like you said, like one of the big thing with the titles and why it's so important to put it first is because now you know what the topic is and the basis of your video. So it's going to make it 10 times easier, number one, to record it, but number two, to again deliver that promise that we talked about earlier. And now, you know, everything just matches up, everything lines up, right? So that title is really important. And the cool thing about it too, what we're learning is getting this from other, you know, niches and applying it to yours, you know, other things that works for them, and then you put it in your ways. And again, you go to the hooks that we added and that swipe file, you're going to see all of these we found and we've used ourselves, and you can easily put this into any niche and make it your own. And at the end, like my dad said, I'm going to be going into another channel I'm helping my friends on, and you're going to see some of these similar ones that are even in the hooks file that we use. So again, make sure you check that out if you have not. But again, titles are honestly probably one of the number one things we're looking at first before we even record a video.
Yeah, let me answer this here. That's my gig 03. So make your first 10 titles and make the video around that. Your title, each title is its own video. So yes, create your own title, and then from there, that's going to be the main video. So for this one right here, right? I basically, actually, you know what? Let me share my screen on that. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up so you guys can see my little guide that I did. Scotty and I were sitting there having coffee, and we came up with all these. I said, all right, we got to come up with 8 of them. What are the 8 obvious ones that we see happening? So let me go ahead and share this. I'm going to go ahead and pull this up, and let's see if I can do this here. Oh yeah, look at that. There it is. So we're going to share this. Okay. So that's actually my phone, a screenshot of my little text doc. Okay. And you can see right there, 8 things to stop doing. So I'm giving it away. You guys are going to see some of this stuff, but we're going to dig in. So don't get don't get crazy there and leave us. But yeah, so these are all of the ones. So I have all 8 in there in a row, right? I'm going to go ahead and just hide this comment so we can see all of them, right? So we have it all down here, right? Now I'm going to stop sharing that now, just so this way here we don't give everything away, right? But you see what I did? All I did was I created the title, and then there I said, okay, now I need 8 things, and each thing we're talking about now. That becomes the video. Okay. So that's what I would say there. Cool. And she says, got it. Awesome. All right, cool. Now let's move on. All right. Also, I will say this. We're going to show you guys some titles. Like Scotty said, he's got some in that channel that he's working on. And also, I'm going to pull up a video that I just did on vacation that is crushing right now. So stay tuned. I'm going to pull my dashboard up. You're going to see the title. You're going to see the thumbnail. I'll take you into Canva. I'll show you what I did there. Super easy, by the way. And I think it's over like 4,500 views right now. And it was the simplest video I created in a long time. So stick around for that. All right. So the next thing that we need to talk about here is produced. Okay. Basically meaning the thumbnails now where it's like, or, right, Scotty? You remember the ones I was doing? I did a whole funny story, right? So I'm shooting these, like I'm sitting here on camera. I was doing it as a video, and I was coming up with all these different expressions. And so it's recording as a video. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, ah, wow. Right. I'm making all these sounds and I recorded it and then I send it to all my kids and they were dying because they're like, what are you doing? I was like, creating thumbnails. You don't need to do that as much. Now, having some type of expression is probably a good thing, but depending on your niche, it's probably saturated with those types of thumbnails. So when everyone else is doing that, why don't we do something else? And right now, simpler thumbnails are working better. And again, I'm going to show you one that we recently did. I'll show you in Canva. I'll show you the video. I'll show you all that stuff. I'll show you the click-through rate, which is insane. It's over 10%, which is high. If you're new, click-through rate, meaning, 100 people saw, they were scrolling, and then out of that 10 people click. That's high. So that's what we're really after. So anyway, so thumbnails, meaning you don't have to overcomplicate it. We had a question this week that came in and was like, I'm struggling with thumbnails. And I'm like, literally don't. You're going to see these thumbnails. We're going to show you. Scotty's got some in that other YouTube channel that he's helping his buddies with. And then some of the ones we did, you'll see how simple they are. So that's the third thing, is like, don't overproduce your thumbnails and don't think you have to have like a graphic designer creating these things, because you don't. Anything you want to say on that, Scotty?
Yeah, no. And you can even look on our channel early on. I did some videos where I tried to produce it a little bit more, and really focus on the thumbnail, and those actually performed, not as good. Now that could have been because our channel was so new, but I have tested this on other channels as well, and it's, unless you have that one random outlier, it's really not going to, you're not going to get that many more views having it super produced, because like my dad said, you're starting to be now what everyone else is. Everyone else is, I got to edit the best. I got to, have the, the cool background. I have to have the pop-ins. I have to have this, that, make it look super professional. Everyone's actually kind of going away from that now, because that's all you see on your feed. When you're scrolling through, that's all you see. And we talk about this. Think about this. You're on the homepage right now. You're scrolling through, which is on the homepage is probably going to be everything that you look up on a daily basis. If I look up baseball stuff, you're going to see baseball. And maybe I look up YouTube stuff, you're going to see YouTube stuff. And then I look up whatever, sports cards, you're going to see sports. Like, you're going to get a variety of things that YouTube thinks you would like. So in that, you're going to be going through and you're going to probably see 10 to 12 that look exactly almost the same, but just a different person and a different font. Mm-hmm. And then you're going to see one dude that looks like it shouldn't even be up on YouTube, but that's going to grab your attention because all the other ones look the same. And this one, you're like, what is this video? Why is this? Oh, that sounds interesting though. Let me click on it. And now you see this random guy who only has 300 subscribers, but yet his video ends up blowing up and having 20,000 views. Yep. Like, this is a common thing. This isn't something that's just like randomly happening. Like, this is something that's, starting to happen with YouTube that we found early on. And so right now that's what we're going on. We also did it on this other channel that I'm telling you guys about, the sports card channel. I'm doing it on that as well. And here's the thing too. I will say, even on that one, I am editing it a little more than what we're doing on here. And that's because I tested both out. So I tested it where, for the example, he was in the car and he just did a thing. And so he did a video. So I just took the picture of him in the car and I put text over it. But then what I did is I said, okay, that one didn't do as good on the click-through rate. So it doesn't really say sports cards besides you in a car, right? In words. So what if I just put a fake sports card store behind him? I cut the background out and put him in. So I did that. And then the click-through rate shot up to like 10%. So for that niche, I need to have something in there so that way they know it's referring to baseball cards or sports cards in general.
Until maybe that your audience starts to recognize you as the face, and then they're going to see it, right?
Exactly.
And again, you might want to play with it where because you can now split test thumbnails inside of YouTube. You might want to create two, one for your audience, your subscribers, and then one for like cold, like traffic that doesn't know you yet.
Yep.
So that's all good. Okay, cool. And yeah, this is a great one. That's my gig. 03, the old KISS rule. Keep it simple, stupid. LOL. Yeah, that's exactly the right. That's exactly right. Keep it simple, stupid. 100%. That's exactly right. All right. The next one, number 4. I think it's number 4. Is that number 4? Yeah.
Yep. We're on 4.
Asking for subscribers early or at all. We very rarely will ask. If we do, it's very subtle. It might be something like, hey, if you're getting value from this, now this again is probably deep into the video. So like right now, we've been on here for 21 minutes and we haven't asked anybody to subscribe. Are we going to get subscribers? Yeah, people will still subscribe if they like the content. And if they're like, hey, I like these two guys, I want to hear more from them, they'll naturally do it. Now, I'm not saying don't ever ask. Like right now, I could easily, with 21 minutes in, if people have been watching for 21 minutes, or if someone watched this on the replay and I said, hey, guys, do me a favor. If you're getting value from this, can you go ahead and smash the like button? And maybe if you want to get more information from us in the future, hit the subscribe button. That'd be awesome. And that's it.
Yep.
And then you move on. But what the problem is people are starting their video. They're making the first mistake, which is like, hey guys, welcome back. I'm super excited that you're here. I love it. Oh, Sally, look at your comment. You're joining us. Awesome. I got some really cool stuff to share. I had a great day this morning, whatever. And hey, before we get going, can you guys do me a favor? Can you guys subscribe and can you like and can you comment? Like it's you're asking before you've even done anything, or you're assuming that everyone knows you, right? They don't. So we always start it just by getting right into the meat of it. Right? We're going to tell you exactly what we said in the thumbnail, in the title, and we're going to then get right into it. The only thing we might do a little bit differently, we'll talk about this in the future, is they call it like opening loops. Now, I've done this for years, and I don't even know I'm doing it a lot of times because there's a lot of things that I want to cover. So what I will do a lot of times in the video is I will say, yeah, today we're going to talk about the 8 things to stop doing as a new YouTube content creator. It's going to be great. I'm going to cover, like these 8 things. So that way there you can, avoid these. But the other thing, I'm going to actually open up my dashboard a little bit later, and I'm going to show you some analytics on a video that I did that was using these principles, and you're going to see it in action. So stick around for that. So see what I did there? I just teased a little something to keep you maybe to a little bit later. That's something that I would say I would do that versus, hey, subscribe to my channel. Right? I'm letting you know I got more to deliver. Okay. So I would say asking for subscribers, stop doing that. Like stop doing it early. If you want to do it deeper into the episode, or maybe, like I said, like halfway point, or, even if you're doing a live like this, and you're going to be on for an hour, maybe 20 minutes in if you want, but there's no like set, like I can't do it until 12 minutes. No, if it feels right, do it, but make it natural. Right? Like just after you've delivered some value of some kind, then you might want to say, hey, if you guys can do me a favor, if you've gotten value from this, smash the like button. It'll help us here on YouTube. And if you want to get more from us, just hit the subscribe. That's it. That's what you're going to do.
Yeah, and you're gonna notice too, if you look at our videos, that we really don't say it, but I do put in 2 little overlays of the subscribe button. And if you look at any of our videos where we put it, the first one I put it after the first point. So whatever we're talking about in our video, I let the point happen and I let us talk about that point a little bit. Cause again, I want to show that I'm not putting in your face to give me to subscribe to my channel without giving you any value. Right. Go to my channel, or go through the value first, make sure you're getting that. Okay. While you're here, if you subscribe. Now, I'm not saying subscribe. It's just popping up on the screen. So again, I'm not saying in your face, hey, you got to subscribe to my channel. Yep. And then the second place I put it is towards the end, right before the end screen where we have the other video come in. I'll put it there too. So in case someone did stay to the end, then they probably got value, and maybe they weren't thinking about subscribing, but now they are, because they see a little reminder of, oh, maybe I want to see more from these guys. I'm going to subscribe. All right. Yep. So that's another thing you can do where you're being subtle and you're not being like over pushy of subscribe to my channel. Because in a sense, it's almost like you're being desperate at that point, and then people don't like that. People rather on their own want to come up with the conclusion of, I want to subscribe to this channel because I like them. I like what they're giving for value, and I want to see more in the future.
Yeah. I wouldn't do the pop-up in the first minute.
Minute and a half. Yeah. 2 minutes. Yeah.
You want to just deliver. You want to deliver value. You're not asking for anything. So I would just let that go a little bit deeper in. Okay, cool. So the next thing that I want to cover here is, and this is a big one because, well, it's been a big thing that a lot of people have been doing. I've done it. Scotty was doing it for me. And, we still do some of it, but not as much as we were. And that's over editing the video. It's not necessary anymore. The thing is, we're always taught like, keep retention, keep people there. You want to keep people on the video. YouTube wants you to keep that viewer, right? And the longer you keep the viewer, the better it's going to do for watch time. It's going to also do better for them pushing the video and all of that stuff. That might be true, right? But it's also to the point where people are like, this thing is overproduced. I don't trust this person. It's just too much, right? Instead of you sitting down, having a cup of coffee and being just like this, right? So we have realized that the less editing are doing better. All right. And I'm even talking the thumbnails, but I'm talking the video itself. Now, there are some edits that you still might need to do, right? If you're explaining something and you want to show it, you got to show it. It's like show and tell. But if you're just putting in like, slide ins because you want to, throw something up there that gets an attention, I wouldn't do that. I would do it more of like, if you're talking about something like right now, okay, if I wasn't able to screen share right now and I was talking about something in post edit, if I'm talking about a certain video, I would probably want to go take a screen grab of that video and then pop it in so you can visually see it. Like, I think that's okay. But it's the, like I said, a whole bunch of text all the time, being, thrown in or moving, or a lot of jump cuts, like too many jump cuts where you're just like in and out, in and out, in and out. We don't need to do that. Let me show you. I want to show you something real quick. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And I want to show you a recent video. Okay. A recent video that, let's see here. This guy right here. And Scotty, can you see that? Is that up there?
Yep. You're good.
So this one here, I just released. I just recorded this thing and I did it in Puerto Rico. My wife and I celebrated our 30th anniversary and we went and celebrated in Puerto Rico. And I said, I'm going to bring my phone, obviously. And I've got my DJI mic and I've got my Osmo 6 and I am just going to shoot a video. And I'm going to share a thought with people that I have learned over the years. And the title was Stop Chasing YouTube Money. And then in brackets, it says, do this to get it. Okay. So the whole video was about just not chasing the money, but chasing the impact. And it was just a simple message, but I shared my experience, my thoughts, how it's worked for me over the years versus just chasing the money. Right. But my point is this video right here, and let's just watch how it starts here. All right. I'm going to pull back here real quick and you can see it's got 4,400 views. It was posted 4 days ago. And again, that was posted from my hotel room. This whole video, start to finish, probably took me under an hour. Okay. And I'm talking shooting the video, offloading it to my computer, throwing it into the editing tool to just maybe chop off the end of it, and then upload it to YouTube, create the thumbnail in Canva. That was it. Okay. So let's go ahead and let's listen in here real quick.
So one of the biggest mistakes that I see YouTubers making, especially new ones, is they're chasing the wrong thing. They're chasing money. And I get it, right? You're creating videos in hopes of people watching. Maybe YouTube is going to pay you for ads. Maybe you're going to monetize through, I don't know, maybe you're going to promote other products. There's really something that a lot of people miss. And I wanted to cover that in today's video, that if you actually do this, you will be way more successful and the money will follow.
Okay, so right there, 38 seconds. So I talked about all of the problems, all of the things that people are doing, and they're making these mistakes and things that I've learned over the years. And then I said, if you do what I'm about to share with you, your chances of success will go up. And then from there, watch.
So let's take a little walk and let's talk about this. So the big thing that so
all I said there was like, let's take a walk and let's talk about this. Just like we would if you and I were together on the beach walking together and I'm sharing this story, right? And the thing that makes this work, at least I think so, is when I'm walking.
Realize, and I've been doing this now for over 50.
You're seeing things in the background moving. So that is your editing that you would normally want to do to keep the engagement. So this here is like the most simplest stripped down version of a video. And it's doing very, very well. like super well. I'll actually pull up the analytics here in a second. Let me go ahead and share these right now. I told you guys we're going to do a little show and tell. Let me go ahead and share this tab. Scotty, can you see that?
Yep, you're good.
All right, cool. So the thumbnail right here, big mistake. That's all it says. And it's a screenshot from the video. That's it. Like, that's the thumbnail. And that took me probably 5 minutes to open Canva, go in, import the picture, and then put the text on there and export it. Like, that was it. Okay. And you can see we've had 4,577 views since it was published. Okay. 86 new subscribers, 231 watch hours, 4,600 views, it's saying here. And then check this out. We're still getting, look, I had 63 views from 3 to 4 o'clock. And right now it's 4:30 and we're at 20. So it's went down a little bit. But look at, constantly getting views. Where are they coming from? Browse. That's where the main part is coming from. That's what we just talked about. So I'm not going to spend too much time here, but I did want to kind of pull back the curtain so you guys could see. And then check this out. I want to go in here. Okay. 3 minutes is the average. I think the video was 11 minutes. So it's not our best, but it's not bad. And then as far as reach, let's look at the click-through rate. So 6.8 overall, started out here at 7.4. So this wasn't one of our best converting thumbnails either. It's actually gotten a little bit better right here. But again,
but you're also going off of 51,000 impressions too.
Exactly. Yeah. If we opened up another one, which I can do, let's do that real quick. And let's go under this one right here. I think let's go to this one right here. Let's see what this one did. This was another one I did on the beach. The YouTube Retirement Fund explained. And then let's go into analytics. Let's go under, and this one's had 558 views. So not as great, but it's still doing okay. 6%. What did we come out of the gate with? 6.9. So this here, man, I got to go back because I know we had one or two that did like 10% or more. And actually, you know what? Might even be in here. This was the one that went live today. And let's see, because usually out of the gate, it's going to do better. And then once it starts getting more impressions, it's going to go down. Yeah, 10%. So see, it started here, 13.4. It's going down a little bit, but that's just because it's opening up the audience. We're at 2,300 impressions. And like you said, Scotty, when you start getting more impressions, that's when you're going to drop in the CTR. But we're always like, if we can stay above 5, we're doing good.
Mm-hmm.
And again, this was literally shot with, a screenshot and some text, and that's it. So hopefully that helped you guys. Let us know in the comments. Is that helpful to share that? Anything you want to say on that, Scotty, before we move on?
No, I think that's good. Like I said, no, the whole over editing thing, I think honestly now's the perfect time to be on YouTube because you don't need to overthink it. You just need to shoot it. And yes, there's ways you can make your videos look a little bit better. Like for example, you're using cinematic mode on your video, which puts that blur behind you. Maybe you don't have a phone that does that. I did shoot a video. If you go to our channel, you'll see it on how to add that blur behind you. If you do not have the cinematic mode on your phone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android, you can do this on either one using CapCut, which is pretty cool. But that's just like one way where just having that makes you look more professional without even trying, right? It's already there. The other thing is you're using the Osmo and you're using the mic. So you're using 2 things or 3 things total that are making your videos look professional. And again, there's no real edits you're doing to it. All you're doing is you're taking the audio from your mic, you're putting your Osmo in your hand, and you have your iPhone with your cinematic mode on. And that's your editing for the most part. You might do a couple jumps here and there, but for the most part, that's it. So we're talking where, and I'll be totally blunt with everyone. When I was editing your videos for brand creators starting out, I'm not exaggerating. I was probably doing 3 to 4 hours worth of editing for one video. That's one video.
Yep.
We went from that to where on this channel, we do a video like this, maybe an hour, maybe. And like a lot of them, honestly, the longest thing is waiting for it to export.
Yeah.
That's for the most part, that's it. Because you're just taking it straight from your phone and then you're just, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to show you later too, when we switch over and show the other channel that I'm working on, that early on, we were really trying to produce these videos, making them kind of like a Mr. Beast style of sports cards. Like that's
Yeah.
what we were going after. And where every 3 seconds you got jumps, you got different angles, you got like everything. We had it all, right? They look really good. I still think they
They
look
look
great.
great. Yeah.
And those videos were getting 50 to 60 views. So
Mhm.
talk about being,
All that work.
defeated. Yeah,
Yeah.
for doing all that work,
Yeah.
4 hours of work, and then you get 50 views. And then guess what? We try this new thing out, and the first video we did gets over 6,000 views. So don't think you need to have a lot of edits, because you don't. Because
Yeah.
the new YouTube is showing that no, you don't need that. You just need to be authentic, real. And the other thing is this: you need to have a good topic, because if you look at our channel, you're going to look at the past couple of videos that I actually did. And I was actually texting my dad this the other day that they haven't even broken 200 views. And for me, dang, I'm like, oh, we got these videos getting, thousands. And then my videos getting only like 150. I'm like, I don't get it. Was it not good? Was it whatever? It was a topic. The topic wasn't good. Okay. Or it doesn't mean it wasn't good, but the topic didn't reach the audience where it
It
needed
didn't
to.
reach the right audience. Yeah.
And the other thing was, if you look at that and this is what we tell everyone on our channel, that we are trying what we call different buckets. So that's different, subtopics in your niche that we are testing out constantly. So you're going to notice some of the videos that I did were an audience that we haven't even tapped into. So it was either it's going to do great, it's not, or maybe it'll do good in 3 months. We don't know. Because I did a teacher, I hit the teachers that are starting on YouTube. I also did why college graduates should start a YouTube channel. But if you know, majority of the people on our channel have been for the over 40 crowd. So it's a whole different audience. And starting out on those ones we did, they didn't get that many views, but that doesn't mean they can't take off later on. And we're going to keep
That's
testing,
true.
because that's what you got to do, is you got to keep testing it. You can't just stay with one thing, or else we're going to be pigeonholed for over 40. We don't want that. We want to be a broad, like we have an older crowd, we have a younger crowd. We want to be able to hit both, because then we can really grow this thing and also show people where you can grow a channel, whether you're young or you're old, so, or older, I should say. I'm not going to say old. No one's
not
old.
old.
You're older. But
I'm just a little bit older.
yeah. But yeah, so that's just one thing we're noticing too. And it's seriously, it's trial and error, but it's really has to do with your topics and your titles. And
right.
we're going to preach that every live, every video, titles, thumbnails, you need to have that.
All right,
so
cool. Let's
get
keep
into the
moving.
next one, which I kind of teed up earlier on.
Okay.
If you were here
Okay.
earlier on in this live, and that was getting to the point faster in your videos. So when you are starting your videos, whether you're starting with your hook or not, let's say you don't even do the hello, welcome, and you go right to your hook. That's great. You should, by the first minute, and minutes even might be a stretch, 45 seconds to a minute, you should be already starting to talk about what that point was that you wanted to say. So if you notice, when we talked about today's the 8 things to stop doing as a YouTube content creator, I guarantee you can look at it probably 45 seconds in. We started talking about the first one, which is the intro or the no hook, right? So that's probably the first thing we talked about. We got right into it because you came here for a reason. When you clicked on this video, you want to know what we had to talk about. You don't want to wait 5 minutes for us to get into our first point. You don't want to wait 2 minutes for us to get into our point. You want to wait 30 seconds to a minute to really get into it. And that 30 seconds is me kind of teeing it up, that I'm hyping it up of this is what's going to happen. This is what could happen. This is what, could happen to your channel, this, that, whatever. And then deliver the promise of what I said I'm going to do, which is give you that value. And again, that's probably about a minute, 45 seconds to a minute in. You want to get into that. But I see so many people talk about like the buildup of what they're going to tell me, and they tell me it for 2 minutes. And I'm like, get to the point, or else this is what's going to happen. I'm going to click through, and I'm going to keep clicking through, or maybe I didn't like it at all and I click out of it. And you're going to notice if you go to your analytics, and we'll pull this up later, that there's a retention graph, and you're going to see spikes throughout your retention graph. Those spikes mean where it's high, where people clicked to go to the next point. That's a main click point. So for example, in the video, maybe it was something about, 5 points, and they want to see what number 3 was. They're going to skip through until they see something on the screen that helps them know it's number 3. And you're going to see a big spike. So we'll show you right here real quick. We can pull something up.
So like right here, like this actually isn't isn't really a great performer for us. We're at 60% are still watching around the 30-second mark. So I actually like to be above 70. It's still good, but it's just not great. But if you're looking at that graph, and again, this is also, we've got, what's the reach on this? 51,000 impressions.
Yep.
Now, if we go to, let's go to another one. Let's go
Here,
to,
go to one of mine because you're going to see the spikes probably in mine.
okay. So let's look at this one here, less edits. And let's go here to engagement. And right here, yours is 74%. So yours caught really good in here. You can see a couple ups and downs, right?
Yep.
But number one, this is a shorter video. Number two, it's 6,000 impressions. See, the difference between 6,000 impressions and 51,000 impressions it's a big deal. But like you said, Scotty, you're looking at like this here. And honestly, like if this was shown to a different audience, a better audience, it would probably do good, because it's showing you right here that people are staying within that 30 seconds listening to what you have to say.
Yep.
So but that's how you see that in your analytics. Let me go to another one that's got more. This one did pretty good. Let's see what we got for engagement here.
Here, real quick, I'm going to answer this question while you're looking at that.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, can you explain what an impression is? So, an impression is anytime it comes across someone's page and then it gives them, and it's their chance to either click on it or keep scrolling. So, think about it. You're on the home page and it pops up and you're going to see 10 videos up there, maybe. All 10 of those, they're giving an impression for that. And then if you click, then they would get a click and it'd help their click-through rate. The same thing applies for if it's suggested. If it shows on the sidebar and you happen to see it, that counts as an impression. And if you click on it, then they would get the click. But if they don't, it's just going to count as an impression. So that's why your impressions are always going to be way more than your click-through rate, because they're trying to push it to as many people as possible. And the clicks is just who's actually clicking on it. So
yeah. The other thing is and this is something I think that's interesting. So if you feel like you're not getting views, one thing that you should do is look at your impressions and see how many impressions you're getting. If you're not getting a lot of impressions, you can't get a lot of views. So that's why we're always in the very beginning, we're like, man, we only got like 300 impressions. So how am I supposed to get more views if I can't get impressions? So a lot of times your impressions is either because you're a young channel or you haven't picked a topic that has enough demand that you're not going to get it. Or sometimes it's just, you're just too new of a channel and it's slowly dripping out to audiences. So those impressions are basically YouTube putting it in front of audiences and seeing how it reacts.
Yeah, and I don't even stress about early on, and I'm going to show you in a second on the other channel that I'm using. We posted a video today. It's only at maybe 14 views, but the impressions is only at 300, and the click-through rate's terrible. It's like 2% or something like that, 3%. But we've been noticing on that channel that it takes about a day or two for it to even hit 1,000 impressions, and once it hits that 1,000, it starts taking up. And then you're going to notice if your thumbnail and title are good enough, your click-through rate is going to start going up too. So don't stress early on, like if you just posted a video on the first day, because we've had videos where 3 days later, it all goes up. Your click-through rate, your impressions, all of that goes up. It takes time for YouTube to try to push it to the right audience. And you're going to notice too, when your click-through rate's going up and down, that's usually them testing it to a new audience. So they're trying either maybe the thumbnail differently, or maybe they're trying a different audience that they think would like your video. And so that's why you're going to notice that fluctuating up and down on that graph. So early on, I wouldn't stress about the impressions until probably a few days later. If you're still under 1,000, then you probably didn't get pushed by YouTube because of, could have been a topic issue, like you said, not enough demand, or too early of a channel. Could be one or the other.
And I wanted to show this here real quick, because this video was just released today, right? Like a few hours ago. And in the beginning, when we were launching videos, we were lucky to get 300 impressions in the first day.
Yep.
So as you start building momentum, you're going to see that when you release a video, it's going to then get pushed out a little bit faster, right? A little bit faster. The thing that I would say is if you're not seeing 1,000 impressions in like 3 days, I would probably change the title.
Yep.
Because the title, you got to remember, the title is what's going to let YouTube know what the topic is about. So to me, the title serves a couple of different purposes. One, you tell YouTube what it's about so they can find an audience. And then once they decide to test it on an audience, then it comes down to how is your title as far as does it have a strong hook? How is your thumbnail to get someone to want to click? Right. So that's kind of how I would look at it. If we had only gotten 300 impressions on this right now, I would probably go and change my title. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Let's move on. We got a lot more to cover, and I think Scotty's got to go play pickleball or something. I heard him say.
You got to
So we
play
might be late
pickleball. I got time.
for pickleball. We got a lot of stuff to cover here. All right, hold on. Let's keep moving here.
We're
So
we're on 7.
Or no, that was number 6. Number 7. And I saw this in action today, and I'm not going to call the guy out. I actually watched a little bit of him. Seems like a nice guy. He's doing pretty good, but it was literally reading off of a script. And you could tell. And he also had like a little, after he got done with his little 45-second script read, it went right into his intro that was produced by someone on Fiverr or something, or maybe he did it himself. I don't know. Scripting. I am not a fan of scripting. I have a teleprompter right here that I've used about 6 times. And I did pretty good with it. If I went back and showed you those videos, you might not even be able to tell. It takes a little bit of practice. But if I was like, 8 things to stop doing as YouTube content creator. 1, intro, no hook. And then I wrote a whole bunch of other stuff that I had to read. Number 2, waiting to create title. The reason why you don't want to create a title after is you're going to sound like a robot, right? It sounds like you're reading. So it's not as authentic. Like right now, you're going to hear me say, right? Or you know what I mean? Like that stuff there. Yes, you might consider that filler words, but I also think it makes it more of a human conversation. So, and I'm not saying don't get better at that because I actually want to get better at that. I don't want to say a lot of ums and pauses. I want to pause and hold, and something I'm working on getting better at. But I definitely think if you can do it without a script. Now, bullet points, I'm a fan of that. Because like right now, if I didn't have bullet points, I would be thinking to myself, what was number 6 again? What was number 6? And then I'm going to kind of freeze up and I'm going to be stammering. I'm going to be trying to think. But right now I get in trouble. I just look back over and I'm like, where are we at? Oh, we're at scripting. So now I'm going to tell you everything that I know about scripting that I wouldn't do. I would stop doing it. And I would try to go a little bit more off the cuff. That's what I would personally do. Not everyone can do it, but I would say try to practice that. The only thing that you have to know is the topic that you're talking about and the points that you're talking about. Scripting, I know about it because I've done it and I don't really like it. And I see other people doing it. And I see their eyes going back and forth, reading off the teleprompter. It makes me feel like it's scripted, so it's not authentic. That's just how I feel. And I'm curious how you feel in the comments. If you can tell someone's reading off a teleprompter, how do you feel? Does it feel as genuine to you? Do you not care? I'm just curious. Drop that in the comments. Let us know. But that's what I think on scripting. I think if you can do a little bit more off the cuff, do bullet points, create that little outline for yourself, and then just go through the outline like we're doing right now. We're at number 7, scripting. That's something that I would say stop doing. Anything on that, Scotty?
No, I'm the same. I feel like it's just not authentic, and you could easily see that you're reading off of something. And I'd rather have someone saying ums and right and whatever and be more real than it being super professional where it's like, ooh, like this. But it's not, still, that's not even professional. It's just, like you said, it sounds like a robot. It sounds like you're a robot, and I'd rather hear someone actually talk their peace of mind than hearing a AI generated voice going on that a lot of people are doing. And I get a lot of people do it just to kind of remind themselves of what to say, and they want to say it right.
Yeah.
But I don't think that necessarily is you're saying it right. Like using the bullet points, I think is fine. And I think that helps you, like you said, stay on point. But I think once you get to like you need to say things word for word, then it really does take away the value of what you're saying. I'd rather hear like what's coming from, you know, your heart, your soul, like what you really are feeling in this, rather than what you wrote 10 minutes ago that you're, you know, talking about. And that's just me personally, but it sounds like in the comments,
Seems like in the chat we've
similar.
got people that are agreeing, and you know, here I agree. It feels fake when someone reads. You know, it feels unprofessional. We've got some questions that came in too. We'll answer those shortly, so just hang tight with us. If you have questions, drop them in the comments. Let's wrap this up here in a nice little bow, and let's finish it off with number 8. And the number 8 one, well, that one there is stop procrastinating. Like, just stop. Like, seriously, it's not that serious. It really isn't, because in the very beginning, you're probably nervous. You're probably thinking like, what if I sound silly? What if I say words wrong? What if, you know, I pause and I can't think of what I'm supposed to say next? The truth is, your first videos, there's not going to be many people watching it anyway. So who cares? And it's to me, it's getting those reps. The more at bats, we've used this analogy. I'm going to use it again. I like this analogy because I like baseball. Scotty likes baseball. We like sports. It's like, if you want to play baseball and you want to have a good batting average, you probably want to get a lot of at bats, because you're going to get up and strike out. And I think, gosh, we're Yankee fans. Aaron Judge had one, I think a season or two ago, where he had like 50, 60 at bats that he, you know, just didn't get on base, didn't get a hit. But then guess what? He got back in the box, and then he had a great month and a half. So if you don't keep, you know, posting, uploading, you're not going to get better, and you're not going to have as many chances for a video to hit, even if it's a small little single that you hit. And what I mean by that is, for us in the very beginning, it was like, we're posting a video and it's getting 50 views. And then we'd post a video and it might get 300 views. We're like, oh my gosh, all right, we got a single. Cool. And now it's like, if we don't get a video that hits 1,000 in a couple days, we're a little disappointed, right? So it's like, you start elevating what you're capable of doing and what you want to be doing. So I would just say, stop the procrastination, stop perfectionism, stop thinking you got to have everything perfect. Like we've said, like right now, yes, Scotty's in a little office that he has in his apartment. I've got a little office here in my house, but a lot of the videos I'm shooting right now are on my Osmo 6, my little lav mic, and my iPhone 15. Everything you need, you probably already have, or you can get for under a couple $100. And if you want the links to that, we'll drop them in the comments. We've got everything kind of linked up, because we get asked, what are we using? What are you using for your selfie stick? What are you using for your phone? What are you using for, you know, your microphone? So we put that in the description. So if you want that, go there. Yes, it is an affiliate link. Yes, you will buy us a cup of coffee. Scotty likes this new s'mores thing at Dunkin' Donuts. I don't know what the hell that is, but you know,
it's a cold brew with some s'mores in it.
It's a kid's drink. You know, I guess it's just a kid's drink.
I need that for flavor in it.
I don't get it. Flavor, it's just sugar. But anyway,
it's good.
I just drink, you know, good old fashioned coffee, you know. Anyway, let's move on. So that's the 8. Okay. So just real quickly, number 1, stop with the intro being so long. Get to the point. All right. Secondly, don't wait to create the title. Create the title first. Third, don't overproduce your thumbnail. Don't think it has to be overproduced. It doesn't. Simple is better. 4, stop asking for subs. You don't need to. If you have good content, people are going to sub. We get subs every single day because, well, we're trying to deliver the best content that we can and trying to help people. 5, over editing. You don't need to. A little bit here and there if you want to. And we just say jump cuts. And if you don't know what jump cuts are, we have videos on that on this channel. So you can go through our video library and you can find that there. Actually, Scotty just did a video on the blurred background that you can do in CapCut. So if you don't have an iPhone, or if you don't have an Android that can do that in the cinematic mode, he showed you how to do it. It's like a 4-minute video, and you can literally, he did it on his phone. You can literally do this on your phone. So you don't have to over edit. Okay. But you can do a little bit here and there. 6 is get to the point faster, right? Open it up and then start delivering, like get to it. Okay. 7, don't script, be a little looser. People want you to be real, authentic. Okay. So I would just do bullet points. What are the points that you want to cover? Make sure you don't, You don't mess up with that. And the way that you do that is you just tell people, listen, guys, I'm going to be glancing down like I'm doing right now. And I'm looking at my bullet points because I don't want to forget anything. See, I didn't like try to hide it. Like, oh, I'm trying to pretend like I memorized everything. I'm not. I didn't. I've got a list. I made a list here, right? That's what I'm doing. And then 8 is just procrastination, perfectionism. Like, just stop. Like, let's just get on with it, right? Let's just, like, I've got signs all over my office. There's one right there that says take action. I wrote a book on take action. So just take action. Just stop procrastinating. Get the videos out there. The only way that you're going to be able to get a hit is to actually put a video up on YouTube. So that would be my bit of advice there for you. So yes, we do have a little bit of show and tell, as we said in the last live stream. And if you guys are here for the first time, let us know that in the comments. But also, we are now doing our live streams on Thursdays, but at a new time. And it's at 4 o'clock. And that is because Scotty had to go back to school. Well, he's not going back there to learn, but he's going back there to teach kids. He's a physical education teacher. So school has officially started for the teachers and soon for the kids. So 4 o'clock, if you want to subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. And you'll get notified. So see what I just did there? I just asked you at the very end, over an hour in, and here we are. Subscribe for more content. And if you want to get notified, see, all the way in. We waited all the way to the end. All right, let's do a little show and tell, Scotty. I know you've been playing around with some of this less editing.
I've been dying to share this. Let's do it. So here we go. Sports Card Hustlers, baby. So last week when we were on the live, we were at 440 subscribers. And this little video over here, the one that says sports cards ruined my life, this one right here.
Mm-hmm.
If you remember, and you can go back and check it, and if you don't believe me, go to the other live from last Thursday. We were at 28 views. Now, that was only after an hour being posted, okay?
Yep.
But at the time, it was only 28 views, but it was number 1 on our thing. And right now, we're sitting at 2,400 views, and it's still getting views now. We got 19 comments. I'm going to go into those analytics real quick. So 2.5, almost 100 watch time hours, added 13 subscribers. And look at even this hour, we already got, I mean, it's little, but, oh, and actually it just went up 7 there. And then we got 2 here, right? 86% came from recommended, 82 from home. We even got some search in there. We got 9.8% from search. Nice. It's kind of cool. Let's see our graph over here. 69% of viewers still watching around 30 seconds. Kind of started going down a little bit.
That's good.
It's a 9-minute video, though, almost 10-minute video. Engagement, not too much. 2 minutes.
Above average,
pretty good.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, guys, and I want you to look at this. If I can pull it up, there it is. Okay. I'm just going to play this little beginning for you. Hang on. Let me get the ad.
Share that other tab when
you know what else? I'm going to put in theater mode for you.
Yeah, but we got to switch over.
I know. All right. Trying to get rid of that ad. All right, ready? Here we go.
So what the heck's going on over there?
Ruin our lives. We can't afford to eat. We go to the store trying to get groceries, but I go into the sports cars aisle, and I buy a $40 blaster box, or I buy a $70 or $65 mega box, right? So instead of getting food, I'm getting sports cards. So that's why it ruined our life. But really, did it? Not really. Just being over dramatic. But it.
Now, I want you to notice something.
But he's in counseling with his wife, probably.
Yeah, exactly. I had one little pop in the beginning. Besides that, okay, there was something going on this whole time you were watching this video. And that was, and this is super easy to do. It takes me about, I'm not exaggerating, 30 seconds to do the whole video. I have a slow zoom in. It's super slow, but it's a slow zoom in. And once I get to a certain point where he's pretty zoomed in, it's a slow zoom back out. And that will go for the entire video. So I'll go across it and you can kind of see how it goes in and it goes out.
It's very, very subtle.
Very subtle. But the reason I'm doing that is still just to kind of give that little redirect of, you know, we're changing a little bit, right? Without him walking. Now he could do a walking video. Now, why is it important that I'm showing you this video? This video right now didn't have really any edits except for that one little clip I put a picture in, right? Besides that, he's sitting in his car. He doesn't even have the as nice of a mic that we got with the DJI. He's using just a little lapel mic on Amazon. It was $20. All right. And he's just sitting in his car. He's got cinematic mode on his iPhone, and he's got it on a tripod. That's it. All right. This video, like I told you before, is at 2.4K 7 days ago. Now, the highly edited videos I was doing on this channel were only getting 50, 60 views. So keep that in mind. Right. So I really just want to emphasize that it doesn't matter what niche you're in. This style will work as long as you're giving value and you're really making a good topic that you're talking about. Okay. The other thing is I want to show you our thumbnails that we're doing. Okay. So I'm going to flip you back to the other one.
Yep.
Actually, that was good. I can go back to that. Right here. All right. So what I did here, this picture, that's him from when he was in the car. Okay. That's the same picture. I just picked one where he had an emotion on his face. Okay. I cut him out in Canva. And again, this took me maybe 5 minutes. Didn't take me long. Put in Canva, and I found a picture of something that had to do with baseball cards, sports cards. Right. So I picked a thing where it has tops in the back. You see tops.
Did you find that in did you find that in Canva in their
No. I just searched some stuff online.
Okay.
And then this, you can probably notice this from our videos, the same kind of text. And this one we did a quote. And again, it pertains to the title, right? So we did this and again, did pretty good. It's a 9-minute video of just him talking. So before, when everyone says, no one's going to listen to me talk for 9 minutes, or they might not listen for the full 9 minutes, but they might listen for the 2-3 minutes that we showed you on here and you get 2.4K views. Now I'm going to go back and show you another video. This is the one, our first one we did on this channel. So I want you to look before that. 69 views, 55 views, 62 views, 76 views. That one did better. 139, 72, nothing. Right? We're not getting anything. And these are edited. The first one we did right here, 6.399. Okay, we're going to the analytics on this one. I know we were talking about impressions earlier. 86,000 impressions. Got a 5% click-through rate. Okay. Look how it's all over the place, though. It tested different things. 8.6. Look at first day, we were only at 6.5. That's really not that, like, it's good, but it's not that good on a first day. Goes up, come down a little bit. So it's kind of all over the place. Let's see engagement. 3 minutes. They stayed for 3 minutes on that video.
It was a 9-minute video. Yeah.
Yeah. The other thing is I want you to look at this. Look at this. See this flat line at the bottom? This was 1 day in. We only had 57 views. A full day, 57 views. You would think that video would probably tank. And then second day, look at that. In 1 day, by the second day, we gained what? What was I at? 57? We gained 1,300 views in a day. Right? And we started, we'll look first 24. I'll even show you that. First 24. Look at this.
Yeah.
2 views, 6 hours in.
Yeah.
Look at it. It took us to get to 20. It took us 13 hours.
Yep.
So don't think, this is why I'm showing you this. Don't think your video is going to flop just because the first day, the second day is not doing good. Because I'm also going to show you the impressions in that time, right? This is our first day. We didn't even hit 1,000 impressions. Like I told you before, we didn't hit 1,000 impressions yet. The first 6 hours, we only hit 200. So I'm not stressing about it yet. You know, like you don't need to. You can still take off. The video we just posted today, right now at the gate, it's not doing that good, right?
How many impressions, Scotty?
315.
Yeah, see? So it hasn't been really introduced yet to the audience.
No, and 3.2% click-through rate. It's low, but like it goes up, goes down, goes up. It's all over the
testing
place.
Audiences.
It's testing the audience, right?
So I want people to number one, realize that like, okay, so right now, and we're going to come back next week and we're going to check in on this video. All right. So again, here's my little call to action to you. If you want to get notified when we do these, subscribe to the channel. See how I just did that? Going back to the 8 things to stop doing. Don't ask for it up in the beginning. Ask for it later. But yeah, so we're gonna do updates like this right here. Like Like the video I showed you guys that I shot on vacation, that's over 4,500 views right now. We'll show you like what we've been doing and kind of like what's working, what's not working. So we'll check in on this video next week, Scotty.
Yeah. And my biggest thing is you can apply this to your niche, but it's going to start with your topic and your title.
Yep.
So, does this look familiar to anyone?
Nah.
Why people over 40 need to start collecting sports cards?
I wonder where that came from.
I know if you go to if you comment hooks and you go to our swipe file, you're going to see that you're going to probably find that in there. Why people over 40 need to start collecting sports cards, right? So we took something outside of our niche. So he did this for YouTube. We put it into our niche. And that video right now is almost 2,000. Still getting some views. Not much, but 30 a day. But this was also subs. 22 subs.
Yeah.
Right. See the reach. 18,000 impressions. 8.4 click-through rate. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And again, title, topic. Right. So I just want you to see how these past videos, like 1, 2, 3, 4, that are these style. And then now this one, we'll see how this one does, are all over 1,000 views, some over 2,000. Look where we were before. I mean, this one actually did good. I don't know why that one did good, but thumbnails look pretty good to me. I mean, it looks like a Mr. Beast kind of video. Like they look pretty good, but we don't even have a video over 1,000. Like this one only got 20 views, 12 views. Like, so all I'm saying is try this style that we're telling you about and don't overthink it. You do not need to overthink it. Simple is better. That's my gig said it. What was it? The KISS. Keep it simple, stupid.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Got to keep it simple. All right. But anyway, so that's my little show and tell. We're going to come back next week. We're going to see if this video performs or not. Now, it might not.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what I'm going to tell you the reason is? It probably was a topic. It probably was a title. Could have been the thumbnail. But it's probably one of those three. And I will say we went out a little bit wider on this to kind of get a bigger audience. And we talked about PSA, which is the grading system. Now, that's searched up a lot, so we might get some search for it, but I don't know if we're going to get this as a browse. We're going to have to find out. But again, this is us trying it out and seeing if it takes or if it doesn't. Yeah, that's what I wanted to share on this.
Yeah. And here's the deal, guys. Like what we're doing here is we're really testing and sharing with you guys. And that's what we want to continue to do. Some of you may or may not know, but we have another channel that this kind of all like originated from. It's called Brand Creators. We're just over 97,000 subscribers on that channel, and we're posting 5 videos there a week. And our strategy over there is I only record once a week on a live, and then those become our videos. We're probably going to put something together that will give you that process as far as like, the different steps that we're doing to do the live and then to kind of cut things up. Let us know if you'd be interested in receiving something like that, where you can kind of see that strategy, because a lot of times people don't want to create as many videos per week, but they can sit down for an hour or two and knock it all out in one go. So just let us know if you're interested in getting that live streaming content strategy. Just let us know. Just put content strategy in the comments, and then that way there at least we can kind of see. But that again, like we're showing you on this channel, which this channel is kind of small right now, right? It's like 20. I think we just hit 2,700 subscribers, and we've only been at this for just about 8 weeks. So the other channel, we're doing a lot of testing over there too, and we're going to bring those tests. I have one video that I want to share with you guys that's made over $8,500 on just ad revenue. I've got another one that's at $6,500, one video, okay, from ad revenue. Some of you also asked, how do you build an email list doing this stuff? We're going to help you guys with that. Like all of this stuff we're going to be sharing on this channel, the Live Video School channel. And just to let you guys know, Live Video School is really about 2 things. One, getting your video live, like making it live. The second part is going live, like literally live streaming, because that has been a secret weapon that I've been using over on the Brand Creators channel that's really allowed us to grow and also cut down on the amount of time that I need to create content. individual content. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be working on. That's what we're sharing here. Once again, subscribe if you want to follow along, like this. If you've gotten value, we'd appreciate that. But that's about what we got here for today's episode. We'll be coming back again next Thursday, 4:00 p.m. Eastern time. Mark your calendar. If you're not on our email list yet, well, if you get the hooks download, you will be on our email list, and we will let you know. Like today, I sent an email out to everyone letting them know that we're going live today. There are some questions, though, Scotty, if we got a couple minutes.
Yep.
I know you got a date with pickleball, but you're going to have to wait on that. Anyway, so he's not even kidding. He's got to go play some pickleball.
No, I really do.
Let's hear. So let's see. This is helping me too. I finally recorded my first video, and I'm going to keep all the things in mind while editing this weekend. Awesome. Keep us posted. Okay. What is your approach to reverse engineering the best performing videos? Now, are you talking about our videos that have performed the best, or just people's videos in general? I think that's a really hard thing to look at outside of your own stuff. Okay. I mean, we can guess, but to really reverse engineer it, to me, a lot of it is like when you start putting out content, you're going to start seeing what really hits on your own channel. And then you kind of build on that. That's where I would say you're going to get your most intel, is to start testing these different audiences, these different topics that you want to talk about. But as far as like reverse engineering someone else's video, it's kind of hard because, and I've done it, you can look at it and you can go, I can have a similar title, I can have a similar thumbnail, I could, have the video the same length, and for some reason it gets pushed out. I've got maybe even better engagement. Like it's a mystery. So there's really no way to really pinpoint it. Although when you have your own videos, you can see more of the intel on the back end and see what worked and what didn't. So that is what I would say there for that. We had another one here. Do you have a WhatsApp group chat or a WhatsApp page? We do not. We do not have that. So maybe something in the future, but right now we kind of want to keep our community inside of YouTube, and we have our community tab over there too. If you guys haven't been paying attention to that, we've been putting out polls just about every day. This one here, Zenden, welcome back. I had 32,000 impressions on one video in 28 days. Is that a good rate? It's pretty good. I think 32,000 is good. What was your views on that? I guess that would be the other thing. Like, what's your click-through rate? What's your views? If you can share that, that might be helpful. How often should you post videos? New channel. Okay. My thoughts on this is, and it's going to depend on your time. If you want to grow faster, and I think there's going to be some expert YouTubers that are going to disagree with me, but I say post as much as you can without pulling your hair out, because you don't want to get burnt out either. But I would say stay consistent. Consistency is the main driver here. If you feel like you can't do 2 a week, don't commit to 2 a week. If you think, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of backlog and kind of like, kind of fill in maybe 10 episodes. You're going to do 10 videos and then you're going to go to 1 a week. I think that's fine too. I do think there should be some videos in the queue for when people become subscribers. They're going to want to start binging a little bit of your content. So I would say in the very beginning, I would try to do as much as you can. And maybe it's doing what we're saying is like more of the question and answer. But I would say it gives you more at bats. And that's kind of what we're doing on this channel. And let's see, did we have any other ones that I didn't answer yet? Oh, this one. Do thumbnails help with impressions? I would say not really, although your click-through rate could help influence if your video is going to get pushed. So not directly. So what I mean is, if you have a thumbnail, YouTube's not going to look at your thumbnail and go, that's a great thumbnail, let's give them more impressions. But what happens after someone sees, like if you get impressions, if you get 100 impressions and your click-through rate's at 10% and they look at that as that's good, they're going to give you more impressions, right? But if your click-through rate's a 1%, they're going to go, people don't really like this, let's not show it anymore. So thumbnails help with getting impressions indirectly, but not directly. And hopefully that made sense. And I think,
honestly, the impressions more comes from your topic and your title. I know someone did say SEO has a little bit more to do with it. It does. That doesn't mean necessarily you have to have all the right keywords. It's more of having one or two keywords that explains your audience that you're trying to hit.
Yeah.
So in all of our videos, you're going to see 90% of videos says YouTube in it, because we're trying to hit the YouTube creators. So that's going to be in ours. Now we're not thinking of, the word for word of what everyone's doing. It's just YouTube has to be in there, so YouTube knows, okay, push it to YouTube people, YouTubers, push it to them, right? But as long as your title and your topic is for the audience you're trying to hit, that's how you're going to get those impressions. You're not going to really get it from your thumbnail. That's more click-through rate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and DBC had said, yes, batch creating gets you ahead so you can be consistent. Yeah, because there's going to be times that you're not going to be able to be consistent. Now, on our brand creators channel, I went on vacation just recently, went to Puerto Rico with my wife, and, I batch recorded and had everything queued up. So when I was gone, I didn't have to do it. But when I was there, I was doing my kind of like free-flowing videos with my Osmo, and I posted a couple videos while I was there, which were super simple to do, which I shared with you guys here today. So, all right, I think that about wraps it up. And if you guys did want, the swipe file of our titles are big, guys. We'll be doing more on titles, because titles is like one of the key ingredients to actually getting a video to be successful. If you want our swipe file, we've got 10 in there. I also got like 2 to 3 examples per title that shows you how it can be adapted to certain niches. So to kind of give you some inspiration, if you want that, just put hooks in the comments and we'll make sure that we get you a copy of that. All right. And that's about it. I think that's going to wrap her up. And DBC says, yes, Scott, the background was beautiful and the content was priceless. Awesome. Thank you. Appreciate that. All right. So that's it. That's myself and my son, Scotty, signing off. Scotty has a date with a pickleball court. So
That's very true.
Have fun with that. And we'll be back next week to give you another update on some of those videos that we shared with you and some new videos that we're posting this week. So stay tuned for that. And yes, I will say it. If you feel like it, go ahead and subscribe. You can hang out with us a little bit more. That'd be awesome. All right, guys, take care. Take action. Talk to you soon.